Yo, what's guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back in the video today. And today, the Houston Astros have signed Enyel de Los Santos to the Major League roster on a Major League contract. And he's coming straight to the Major Leagues for the Houston Astros. I actually really like this signing for the Astros, adding to the bullpen. We know the Astros were kind of looking for a reliever when they were talking with the Padres about Dylan Cease. They actually, were talking about getting a reliever with Dylan Cease, and that deal never happen. And now we see the Astros sign a reliever. I think there was some interest for the Astros in potentially signing Ryan Presley, and De Los Santos can be a solid option for the Astros bullpen. Honestly, I look at it this way: has he been perfect this year in his 43 games with the Braves? No, has got a 4.53 ERA in 43 games, 44 innings, giving up 22 earned runs with 38 strikeouts. It's not perfect, but to me, it's a lot better than what Nick Hernandez has been in this bullpen this year in his limited action. I wouldn't say limited action, but just hasn't been very good this year. He's pitched 5. He's the guy that's getting optioned to get De Los Santos on the roster. Hernandez has got a 5.40 ERA in 5 games, 6 2/3. He's given up a total of 8 hits, 4 earned runs with 3 home runs. He's given up 5 walks with 7 strikeouts. Even in AAA, he's actually been really good. He's got a 1.70 ERA in AAA this year, but just not a great option, for the Astros in the major leagues. He usually pitches for the Astros in losing situations, but I think he's a terrible option in the bullpen. Now, in order to get him on the roster, yes, Nick Hernandez is the guy that gets removed from the 26-man roster to get De Los Santos on the roster, but who's the guy that gets removed from the 40-man roster to get him on the roster? That's going to be Luis Contreras, who gets DFA'd by the Astros. Honestly, I do not like this move. I don't think Luis Contreras is something special or anything, but if I were the Astros, I would have just DFA'd Nick Hernandez, get him off the active roster and the 40-man, and you could have kept Luis Contreras. Contreras is younger than Hernandez. He's 29 years old. Meanwhile, Hernandez is in his 30s, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. Not much older. Hernandez is about to be 31. Contreras is 29. But Contreras is actually, I think, has been a little bit better than Nick Hernandez this year. Contreras has... his ERA is not as strong, but he's pitched a lot more. He's got a 6.75 ERA, pitching 9 games this year, 12 innings. But most recently, Contreras has pitched some good baseball. Since his last call-up, he pitched 3 innings, giving up no earned runs for the Astros in 2 different outings. And also in his career for the Astros in 2 seasons, pitching 18 games. If you look at his ERA in 2 seasons, it looks bad at 7.50, which is around the same number that Hernandez has his ERA with the Astros. But if you remove games against the Minnesota Twins, the Minnesota Twins in 2 different games has been a really bad team for Nick Hernandez. He's pitched 4 innings of his 18 innings in his 2 seasons with the Astros against the Minnesota Twins, and he has given up 9 earned runs against the Minnesota Twins. If you look at his ERA against teams outside of the Minnesota Twins, against all other teams he's faced, he's pitched 14 innings, and he's got a 3.86 ERA in his career outside of facing the Minnesota Twins. I'm not calling him amazing or anything. I'm just saying it's clear this guy can pitch solid baseball outside of facing the Minnesota Twins. You look at his ERA the last 2 seasons is 3.86 compared, to not facing the Minnesota Twins, and then you look at Hernandez, he's got a 5.40 ERA this year, and his ERA was really bad last year as well for the Astros in 2024. So if I were the Astros, I would have just DFA'd Hernandez, and that gets him off the 40-man and the active roster. I talked about Hernandez having a bad ERA for the Astros in 2024. He had a 7.88 ERA for the Astros in 2024. So, that was really 5 games for the Astros in 2024. Hernandez pitched 8 innings, giving up 7 earned runs. So both of these guys have really struggled for the Astros. I'm not calling either one of them good. I just think, to me, the better pitcher between Luis Contreras and Nick Hernandez is Luis Contreras. And so I would have, if I were the Astros, I would have DFA'd him over Contreras. But I like this signing for the Astros, bringing in, D'Lo Santos. We will see how this signing goes. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out.